Hey everyone, it's me, Aisha Nairi, and welcome back to Aisha Nairi TV, where we talk creative entrepreneurism and sparking those seeds to get your creativity up and moving. As always, if you like what you see, if anything resonates with you, please help me help you. Go ahead and click like, click that lovely subscribe button so you can get more information, and share. Make sure we're building a community, so share this information with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family. Get it on out there. So we want to make sure that we're building this, and also that I'm delivering you content that you want to see. And we are looking for, you can always come back here. There is daily content every single day. So today's topic, I was really excited about it. And today we're going to talk about, and it's a little bit of a true confession, we're going to talk about procrastination. That big bugaboo that gets all of us creative entrepreneurs all the time. Now, if you're watching this and you're not a procrastinator, please put in the comments about what you do to prevent that, or if that's just your nature. And if that is your nature, gold star, you're amazing. Just about every creative person I know procrastinates at some stage or form. So it's true confession time. And if I had more music licensing, this is where I would put in some very sad music as though this is a PSA. I will admit to you, I am a procrastinator. I know, I'm out here doing daily videos, I'm out here momming, I'm out here creating, I'm helping other creators. I know, and yet, it is true. I am a procrastinator. I do, and it's not even necessarily that I don't want to do something. Sometimes I procrastinate. I have taken the time over years to really sink into and study, like, well, why? What exactly is it doing? So first, let me just tell you, after all the research and all the time and lessons and looking at my own life, let me reassure you something right off the bat. If you are also a procrastinator, it doesn't mean that you are lazy. So relieve yourself of this guilt. You are not lazy. Procrastination is not usually a sign of just like, I don't want to do anything, I'm just lazy. This lawnmower, it's pretty amazing. I'm like, I want them to cover and do my lawn too. I should also run a business deal. So as a procrastinator, I'm not lazy. I don't think lazy is something that can be used for myself, and I'm pretty sure it can't be used for most people who are procrastinating. But there are reasons why you are procrastinating, and it really helps dig into paying attention and getting curious about what's going on inside of you. I think more people need to get curious about your feelings, your emotions, your motivations, because then you can use that. Remember, you're a creative individual. You can use anything, any of your life experiences, any part of you, because it's yours. Like, it all belongs to you, so you can use this. I find I procrastinate for different reasons. Sometimes, and it's straight up, sometimes I am procrastinating because deep down, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I will admit, this is terrible. When I was still in corporate America, that was the case. There was things or tasks that I was assigned, and I was like, I didn't want to do them. I wasn't excited about it. I thought they were dumb. I just didn't want to do it. So I would postpone doing it. I would not do it. I would just postpone doing it until the very last minute. Like, I would make that the last thing to do. I would do anything but said thing because I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't want to do a spreadsheet. I didn't want to do another PowerPoint. Maybe PowerPoint because I kind of liked PowerPoint. But yeah, I want to do all the spreadsheet. I didn't want to go into another meeting. I didn't want to. So that could be a reason. Let's be realistic. There are times you're procrastinating because you don't want to do it. And then the solution to that is you have to really figure out, why don't you want to do it? Why? What's the reasoning behind there? If it's you don't want to do it because it's boring, but then we have to kind of think about, is it boring because you just don't like it and you shouldn't be doing it to begin with? Or is it boring because it's one of those mundane life tasks? Here's what's up, everyone. It's part of being an adult. It's part of functioning. You're going to have to do mundane tasks. So you're going to have to come up with a plan around dealing with how you procrastinate on mundane tasks. We are going to get to that because there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're just identifying the reasons, then we're going to solve them. Another reason I found that I was procrastinating on things is, on the flip side, is because I want to do it, said thing. I'm actually excited about it. But said thing is something new. Perhaps it's something new that I've never tried before, or it's something that I've brainstormed that has a lot of momentum and potential that could conceivably bump me up to up level me. It's something that's about to up level. I find that I will procrastinate a lot around up leveling items, which is also hilarious. And there are a few reasons around that. If you are getting ready to up level, remember, you're going to be faced with a lot of negative self-talk. Your ego is going to chime in. You're doing something new. So that ego part of you that is trying to bring you back to your standard. Remember, everyone has a threshold of success that they think they're allowed to have. And we've talked about this in other videos. Everyone has that threshold of what is acceptable and comfortable to you, that you think you're allowed, that you think you can achieve, that you are okay to achieve. And you will keep succeeding right up into that point. And when you get to that point, the first reaction will be to kind of shrink back and say, oh, wait, that might be too much for me. That's where we get into self-sabotaging behaviors. That's when we get into procrastination. That's when we kind of pull back and shrink back. That's when the self-talk really chimes in. So that's another reason I personally will procrastinate, because I'm about to up level. And it's when it's something new, and I know it's not something that I'm dreading, it's something exciting, and yet I can't get myself to get started. Those are the funniest ones, actually. That's what I went through today. So real talk, because that's what my videos are. Today, just to get these videos, and I went through a lot of planning, I went through a lot of discussion. Once the decision was made, I'm going to do this, the first few rounds of writing down topics and setting out my whole recording plan. Yes, gung-ho. I felt great. I was jived in my old self, had everything set up. And then this morning, when it came down to all I had to do was sit down and press record, mysteriously, I was just... It starts off with, here are things I just had to do all of a sudden. Like, suddenly I have to do all the dishes. Suddenly, gosh, I have to go outside and work on plants. I have to make a new list. These are things I didn't have to do. I don't really have to do. And they're perfectly fine waiting. But all of a sudden today, I just had to do it. And for me... I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. So I'm sharing this with you because if you're doing something ridiculous too, you have someone that could laugh with you about it. There will come a point, if I can't find anything to do, and I know enough about manifesting and mindset work, that I challenge that side of me, and I say, these are lies. You don't need to do this. Like, you're just procrastinating. You're just trying to find an excuse. It will get to the point that I will just like shut down and just sit. Not meditation. It's not meditation. It's just sit. And maybe all of a sudden I'll be like, gosh, I really need a nap. I really need to take it out. And then I start laughing. Like, okay, you can't find any like logical excuse, so you're just going to stop. I said, no. We're going to get up. We're going to make it happen. And so I do. So that's another level of procrastination that can happen. Another reason that I procrastinate, that might resonate with you, is I will procrastinate if deep down I know it's not the right thing I should be spending my time on. And here are some good examples. I find that I do kind of drag my feet on projects that aren't my projects at all. That they were never my project. And either I'm too afraid to work on something myself, or I've accepted somebody else's project challenges, issues, energy, what have you. If I'm accepting somebody else's stuff, and through those codependency issues, I find myself on a project that I really didn't, that's not mine. And the energy feels different around that level of procrastination. It's more of a resolve, like, okay, I'm going to do it, or I do it, and it's kind of like I'm poking. It's like, it reminds me like a little kid with like food on their plate that they just don't want to eat. Like when my daughter refuses to eat food and she just kind of moves it around on her plate. That's that kind of procrastination. It's getting done, but very, very, very slowly. And I'm not jumping on it as fast as I could, or I don't have the same level of joy and energy around it. And that's where I have to ask myself big questions about, well, how did I get myself on this to begin with? And why am I working on this? And what is this really saying about me and the relationship with that person? And perhaps it is the person's energy that I'm like, this project is not jiving with me at all. This goes against everything that I stand for, and I just don't want to do it. So these are 3 big reasons. And the energy feels different around each of this level of procrastination. So if you are a procrastinator in any way, shape, or form, it will do you a world of good to take some time and get curious about why you're procrastinating. And how to figure out why. Just ask yourself, like, okay, what's going on here? Pay attention to it. Dig into it. Not for 6 hours worth, because then you're procrastinating about something else. But just asking the question, what is this? Where is this coming from? Accept that it's not you being lazy. Accept that it's not that you're not capable. Accept that and look at it and say, okay, well, what else is going on? Know that you have value. Know that you're worthy. Know that you're capable. And yet you're still choosing to procrastinate, asking yourself the reason why. That's the first step. Other ways I get around my procrastination. It helps me a lot, especially with those mundane tasks. It helps me a lot to anywhere in the process that I know there's room where I can fill up time and procrastinate more. I try to pre-do those. So giving myself more time to do things. So like I talked about for shooting these videos, I actually did the planning work for 2 days before this. And actually, if truth be told, the whole push started a week ago. So giving myself enough time to brainstorm, giving myself permission to think through things, giving myself room to let my mind wander and think through things and wonder, should I do it? That helps a lot, because now I'm telling that inner child, creative side of me, saying, hey, I see you, and I'm not trying to crack the whip and beat you up and force you into doing something. I'm giving you room to do what you do. Because as a creative, you need that space. So that helps. Meditating on a regular basis. I'm going to keep saying it if I have to say every video, as much as I say like, subscribe, and share. Meditate. Taking time to just be still and listen to what your true desires are without the extra noise that we surround ourselves with. There's lots of different ways to meditate, but it really does make a difference, because then you're going to start to hear and notice things and pay more attention to how your body is reacting and feeling to circumstances that you're in. And when you do, you're going to notice the reason why you're procrastinating, because you're like, oh wait, I'm kind of dragging my feet on this, or oh wait, I'm really feeling tired, and that usually happens when I'm about to up level. So maybe that's what's happening now. Also, what helps me is giving myself good boundaries and permission to say no when I need it. Because if I'm working on something that I don't really need to be working on, then I have to ask myself, well, then what is it I should be working on? I think I should be working on. If it's for up-leveling purposes, then I have to challenge myself and say, well, what am I afraid of? What is so scary about up-leveling? And with the up-leveling, I might distract myself for a second and give myself a different task within that realm. So for this morning, I could not get focused, could not get going. And then I finally said, well, just take a shower. And I'll bargain with myself, just do this one thing. Just do this one thing. Because once you start doing something, anything, Once you just start, then it's going to be a lot easier to gain momentum. So if your procrastination is from fear of up-leveling, you're going to have to pick a place to start. But here's one thing. It doesn't matter where you start. So if you just can't convince yourself to start with some of the big ticket items, fine. And you have this conversation with yourself. It's okay, fine, I see you. But we're going to go take a shower first. Simple. We're just going to take a shower. Or we're just going to pick out what we're going to wear for our video shoots. Or, hey, you know what? Hey, no worries. Say you're painting something. All we're doing is setting up the canvas. That's it. We're just setting it up. We're just setting it up. And usually you can assuage your ego enough, and the ego will fall for it and be like, okay, but we're just doing that. And then after that, well, now the canvas is up. Let's go ahead and do this next thing. And then so on and so on until before you know you're actually doing the thing. Because when you're up leveling, it's not that you don't want to do it. It's not that you're lazy. It's you have a fear of what's going to happen if you push through those comfort barriers. So you're just giving yourself permission to go through and gently push on those barriers, not give them up, not stop, not get distracted, just pushing through those barriers. So that's in a nutshell how I get through my procrastination. There is some tough love. There was some tough love today because I kept getting offered up. And once again, this is how your energy will bring forth to you whatever you put out there. So since I was putting out there like, this is too much and I'm going to up level. So all these other weird distractions were coming my way. Like just as I was getting ready to come into my studio, that I couldn't find my lipstick. And I had to argue with myself, like, this is so silly. You're not going to not film over lipstick. But in that split second, it seemed like the most important thing ever. Or with the lawnmower guy. Or with someone calling right at that moment when you're about to get started. Put a pin in any of those things. And unless it's like life or death, like your house is on fire or your children are in imminent danger or something that you have to deal with immediately. If it's not life or death, just make a note somewhere and get back to it as soon as you're done. But do something towards your activity. And I made an agreement with myself that no matter what I want to research, no matter what I want to talk about, no matter who, what phone calls, I'm going to record this. Period. So yeah, and finally my ego relented and here we are. So these are how I get through procrastination, but just know you're not alone. You're so not alone in that. I have yet to meet the creative person that didn't procrastinate in some way, shape, or form. So, but you can work through it. And if the first step is accepting that you do this and then kind of work with yourself and work around it. So then you can get your stuff done. Hope that helps. Switching that mindset around in true mindset form. Your procrastination is part of you, and find ways to love yourself through it and laugh at yourself through it instead of beating yourself up over it. All right, so that is it for today. Once again, like, subscribe, share, so we can get more of these out and we can keep spreading the love and spreading the community. And DM me, send me a comment, find me on all my other channels. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and on my website, aishaniree.com, for all the latest and greatest information in creative entrepreneur adventures. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.